I am recording the session now. And I'm gonna wait for you to tell me if there's anything you want me to say again from what I was teaching you yesterday.
We can continue, sir.
Where is everyone? Hi. Anyway, okay, so the plan was to continue from where we left off yesterday. So what we're then going to do is I'm going to quickly create a form here. This form will be used for adding a new user. So I'm not too sure which one would be best to do because we've got two options to do this. I need to dismiss this. The first option is that we have this practicals. So if I click here, it says index new. So what I can do is I can come here and I can come down here after this and create a form. Method. I'm gonna use a post method. And then we're entering the name, the age, and the email. Then I'm gonna say name. Then I'm gonna say input text. The text input is called txt name. And I'm gonna get this again. I'm gonna duplicate it 3 times because I need the age, I need the email. Duplicate it again, I need the button. I can make it 2 buttons if I want. And normally I would put this on a form, on a table, so I could easily have it looking good. In fact, let me do that. I'd rather do it like that because I'm a neat person. So I want it to be as neat as possible. And this would be a TR. This would be a TR. This would be a TD. That would be a TD. I won't need it anymore. TD. And that would be a TD. And this would be copied over. And I would replace that. Yeah. Then in here, I would take this, put it here. This is the buttons that I want. This is going to be a reset button. I'm going to call it btn here, and then I'm going to give it a value here. And then I'm going to take that and duplicate, replace this. This will be a submit button. That would be btn meet, and that'll be save. Then this would be a text. This would be btn email. I can make this email because I'm using HTML5. This email address, age. I can make this number. I can call this btn age. And I save this, then I go that side, and I have that as that. The problem now is I don't want these lines because these lines are only, so I needed those lines for only the users that I've got there. But anyway, the form works. This one does the job. If the email is wrong, and you click submit, it's gonna say, hey, I need a proper email address. Then done. Should be able to take this information, throw it in a database, and because we're using the same form, we should be able to quickly retrieve it here. So because we have a add new user link, we can be able to control that this only gets shown when that has been clicked. So we can come here, and then in the whole form, that is where we say PHP becomes more useful. If we put some PHP here and that, and then we say if only when we have a get variable called new. Is it called new? Let's check over there. Yes, it's called new. You can see it from there. Only then would you show this up to this part. Save that, refresh that, it should still show it. But if we remove that, then it doesn't show. When you click that, it shows. That's all we want. Then fast forward, we come when this has been clicked, this button has been clicked, and it's a post. So we can get here, we can insert from here if we want. We say if is set, because this will also be sent to the database. If btn submit post, because this will be sent using a post. If the get variable has a form or has a variable called btn submit, then we collect the data. Then we say name is equals to, we say if is set. Remember, we use a conditional assignment because we want to make sure that this always gets data in it. If that form txt name exists, then I'm going to take if this is true, I'm giving you that, else I'm giving you nothing. At least you have an empty string. You don't just exist without anything. Then we'll duplicate that. Then we take txt age, put it here, put it here, and then this becomes age. We take txt email, put it there, we put it there, and this becomes email. We've got other special methods that could be remove, add slash, or add slashes. Add slashes helps you in case you have something called maybe there's a person I know that's called Jane the Force. Because when I get here and I create a SQL statement, then I say it's equals to, and then I say insert into users is the table called users. We go and quickly check. It's called MMX Practicals users. It's called users. Into name, say name, oh no, age, email. Put them in the same order where you're going to put your values. When I come here and I add these things like that, usually I want to use the double ones. So I can use the single ones here. So with age, I don't have to have this. I mean, not those. This. Then I say, and, oh, sorry. Now, it says if you are using double quotes to make a string, you can be able to add these as they are here without concatenating them. Otherwise, you have to use single quotes, get that out, use the dot concatenation, and concatenate them. So you can see I'm not making this a string because that will be an integer. So if you check here, we realize that the structure here says name is a string, age is an integer, email is a string. So likewise here, this mean I'm making this a string. This I don't need that because it's already an integer. That means I'm making this a string email. Now, if you're going to accept a name like this, then this single colon here will clash with this starting colon here, and it will cut the string and your code will stop working. That is why we use the add slashes functionality, which you can do later. And then it will add this with slashes in the database. And then when you read from the database, you remove slashes before you. So slashes is what we call something like this. It's going to look something like this. So for example, if I come here and I say insert and I say chain, therefore 12. Cool. See, this slash here is called an escape character because it is there to make sure that this slash doesn't treat this slash as the end of the string. It ignores it. It's called escape character. So jump this one. This is the end of the string, not this one. I don't know, because you guys don't talk to someone who's teaching you. I won't know if you understand that or not. but I've explained it.
No, we do understand, sir. Don't worry.
I hope you understand what escape characters are. So if this was double quotes and the line inside in between has a double quote, you put an escape character because you are telling your code to ignore that and not use it as the end of the string, because you would see that this would be the end of the string like this, but then you're cutting this out and then this line will not work, all of it. So if you use the function add slashes, then it will do it like this. Because you cannot guess the input that the users are going to insert, you need to be safe. So you would need to use that function there. There's a function for that. If you read the book, you should have seen it already. Then we run this by saying results is equals to connect query. Run, then get the results over here. But unfortunately, because the results is over here, you'd have to print your message here. Unless if we take all of this, which we can take it from here, then add it just on top here before we select. For this portion, usually some serious programmers would rather do it like this. Add user. Then this portion becomes that, adding your user. Then this portion here becomes retrieve users. Then if you do it like this, you can be able to now give your message, because your message gets printed below this. Let's see, does it get printed below? Yes. Where am I printing my messages? Retrieve. Where's my message? That retrieve, no records found. Okay, I'm just gonna say message. Where's my delete? Delete. I'm looking for my function where I was deleting. There we go. So if that is the case, then it works. It should work also for inserting. There you go. Save that, try it out and see. Doesn't work, submit, send to lecture. Okay, gen default is there. And then I do is 14. Save. Okay. There's something we supposed to be doing here. Let's say else. Let's add it. Okay. Because right now I'm not sure if my Python gets the attention that it's supposed to get. I'm not sure if it does come here. So the first thing I need to do to diagnose my form is to first make sure it gets submitted to index.php. Then my Python is called btn submit, and then I go to that, I check if btn submit is clicked, then I say print button clicked. Let me admit this person, Pemba. Then I go there, I refresh that, resend the data. It says the button has been clicked, so it can see that the button has been clicked. Then we come here. Here we should be able to print for now, connect. What is this error? Let me see if there's such. We should be able to print an error. Okay, so MMX Practical's user N does not exist. So this means it does not know this database. Table MMX Practicals.user N does not exist. So this function that I just used now is used to print any error. Like I said here, if this is the case, then sharp, say record edit. If that is not the case, then show me the error that has just occurred. But because the error occurs on the connection, that is why I'm using the connection to check that. And any effect that happens on the database, like now I'm checking affected rows, I use the connection itself. So this database does not exist because it's not called user N, it's called users. Then I go there, I refresh that, then I can see the user has been added. Then I go back to clean my code and remove things like button clicked. Save that. If I refresh this, it's going to add the same user again and again and again. I go there and I say, Jonathan. No, I didn't add myself. No, who just joined us now? Tapping finger. Let me use my language. Save. There we go. I can easily go and delete one of these because I still am able to delete. I can easily add a Nigerian guy. There we go. Now we go to the edit. So our edit is supposed to use the same thing. It knows which user it wants to edit. So it's supposed to, when you click edit, show you the form and allow you to edit the user. So we can say here, we say page 2, use this form to add a new user. No, new user. See how that looks. Refresh that. New user. Then take all of this and put it the same place here. Then if anything could update, which is this one over here, then we say update existing user. Hey, what's wrong now? There must be something wrong. Okay, there we go. We did not terminate PHP there. We don't need to do that. Go. That, refresh that. That's good. Add a new user, update user, add a new user, update user. We're not going to see the difference now, but these are two different forms. Okay, and then let's call this guy btn update, because they have to be very different, because we're going to use these guys to submit the form. So we want that code on top there to only to know which form has been submitted. btn submit, btn update. So the trick is that now the first thing we need to do is know which user has been selected. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this from here. Right. We're going to use this from here. We're going to take it up to here, because this one will definitely exist. We don't need to say no records found in the database or anything like that, because this one will definitely be there, be existing. So we can now take this guy and put him over here under update. Let's say it's the selected user details. Here we go. Then we go that there. Then we go now. First thing now we need to do is get the selected user. Selected user ID is equals to this one that you get over here. But for the sake of safety, always use the conditional assignment. Now we know the selected user, so we can say select all from users where user ID. Just quickly confirm if that's what it's called. User ID, that's what it's called. So this is correct. Is equals to this one over here. ID. So that it brings you only one guy, which is the one you selected. Now, you don't need really all of this. You don't need the headings. You don't need all of these things. Not anymore. You don't need all of these. You just need the variables, which in this case is your name, your email, or whatever. So then you can say, I normally prefer, you can use the same variables, but I normally prefer that you use different ones. Let's use the same ones for the sake. But if you use different ones, that works way better for you, because then you know when you have a problem. Email, that over there. Age, that over there. Hey, what's happening now? Age. So now what we're seeing here is that we can say we can remove this, so we don't have too many things to do. This is just to make sure that if results and results is equals to is greater than 1, then I'm only retrieving my results when I know I have them. Otherwise, I can print the error. So I'm connecting, I'm getting the selected guy, I'm creating the SQL statement, only selecting that person, I'm running the query, and then I'm checking if things went well, and then I'm assigning these to some variables, and then I'm coming in here now on the form, because now that I have the data, we said we want to pre-populate the data. Then we go print. Even here, you might want to do the same. No, not necessarily, maybe. Let's just leave it like that. Print. Then take this data, take this line and put it over here as well. And over here as well. Here we're printing email. Here we're printing age. Then we say update. Save. Let's see. Cross your fingers. Time to test. Trying to get property name of a non-object. Let's check again. Let's click on that. It's trying to get, this is not an object. This means this didn't run well. So this is why here you have to say is that then name else nothing. Let's see now. Okay, this is line 152. Line 152. This is where the problem is. Okay, so this is not a problem, but we can still use the same here, but let's not do that. Okay, it says it has an issue here. Now, the issue here is that we do not have row. So we have one record. So there's no need for us to have a while loop. Collect the data. So you need to say row is equals to results, because you only checked here if you have. This is just, and then say assign to variables. Check if the SQL so in here we're checking, is this true, and is that true as well? Do we have some details in there? If not, we're going to say print such record, because it won't be there. So maybe it's better to separate the two because they give different purpose. So let's take this, put it in its own if statement. If that, then we put this guys, all these guys in him, and then we take this one here. Then here we can print and say we're printing the connection error. If results is not true, it means that there's an error. But if results is true, and then it's gonna go in, if there's no if this is not more than 0, then it means there's no such a record. Otherwise, it's gonna go in and insert all these guys into these guys. So this is gonna fetch that single record because we're saying there's a single record. Then this is gonna assign these guys over here. Then it's gonna print them over there. Property of a non-object again. Let's see what is wrong now. Okay, undefined MySQL result. So this means this is not a result. Let's see what is the problem here. Okay, let's Normally I print the SQL, then do that, and then check here. I take this SQL, I run it over here as a SQL, then I put this thing here to see will it run from there. Okay, so it is running from here. It's getting the details. That means there's something wrong with our code. So we need to be sure what is wrong with our code. Connect query SQL. Let me see if I print that here. This is not a result. And if I property fetch object. Okay, cool. I understand. What? I'm trying to see what could be wrong. It's not helping us. Let's define results here. See what is inside results. Okay, this is okay. This is an object, so it has one record, numbers 1. So this executed properly. Okay, so now I see where the problem is. Okay, this I treated it as a string or a variable instead of it as an object, like that. This should be fine now. If I click on edit this guy, edit that guy, edit this guy, edit this one, edit this one. So that's all we wanted. So I'm not showing any records. Oh, let me clean up. Remove the printing of the SQL. So you're able to say add new or edit. So now we want to change these guys into something else. So we're gonna use the same form or the same guys that we've got. Do you guys have any questions regarding this? So the first step of updating is getting the data, pre-populating it on the form. Then now we can be able to execute the updating. So now on top here, we're going to say where we were adding the guy, we're going to rather update the guy. Update user. btn is called what? What is that btn called? btn update. If btn update has been clicked, then this is okay. And now the difference is here. We say update the table name. We say set these guys to those guys. So we don't have values anymore. We say set name to the new name now. Set age, new age now. Set email to the new email now. You never forget to say where because you don't just update everything. Equals to where's our user ID? We can come and copy him from here. This guy over here. selected user is what we need. Remember, when we insert, we don't need that guy. But when we're updating, we need this guy. But we follow the same process, add slashes, then update this time around, not insert. Then run that, then the same thing over and over again. Here, where that is that. Hey, no, selected user. Okay, this should work. Update users, set that to that, that to that, that to that. Where that is that, done. Save now. That we're changing this. So Mabona, 19 years old. Update. Got an error in your SQL statement at line 1. Something is not right. Sorry, let me take this guy's call. Guys. Sorry guys. I became on hold when somebody was calling me and I forgot to come back. And I've already said a lot of things in life. Okay, so my final product is this one. It works. Everything is working now. And that guy over there, no, he's not that, he's 36. He's got an E at the end. Update. Now I need to know, do you guys have any questions?
Yes, I can't see your screen, sir.
Let me see. Yeah, it's not even shared anymore. Guys, this is wrong. Okay, here's our update script. Remember, I had a guy called Jane Dufour, so I could not print Jane Dufour. I could not edit that one because there was, for example, something like this. Update that. It's updated correctly. Edit that. So I showed that part where I added the slashes here, because without the slashes, then it won't work. So I add the slashes here when I'm updating, so that it makes sure that whenever there's slashes. So if I come here and I insert and I say I want to insert Jane Dufour again, um, 44 Jane at save. Why is it not inserting Jane? Because you see, this is how it sees the string. It does not see the other part. It does not see this part. It wants to insert that smaller part because the smaller part has this, and this is where it ends. This is where the SQL ends. So let's print the SQL so you can see we are inserting. So let's go to the insert part. Insert, add a user. Let's print the SQL here. So you can see the SQL that is trying to insert is this one. Until we come here, and on the string parts, we don't need to do that for integers, because integers won't have that anyway. We say if that exists, then add this with the slashes added. Let me just show you now. Again, add that, and that. No, we said we're not doing that for integers because it's pointless. Save that, go back, rerun. Now it's inserted because now this looks like this. See, Jane, that was added there. That's why we're able to add something like this, because otherwise this is a predefined character. It is used to represent a string. So if you don't add the slashes, it's going to cut it and think that's the end of the string. Do you get any questions? Let's clean up, remove this guy. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. The first thing I need to do is to export this database. Click on the database, export the database, and voila, I've got the database now. It looks something like, come on now, really? Okay, why are you taking forever? There we go. It looks something like this. There we go. It's gonna create my, so it's not gonna create the database. So normally when you do, you just go in, you get the database name from this line 22, then you create an empty database, and then you import this into that empty database. So it's gonna create this for you, and then it's gonna insert all these users for you, and then it's gonna create the primary key for the user for the table, and then yeah, that's it. And then you can just use the code for whatever. There we go. MMX practicals. Zip that. Okay, so you guys have any questions? No, I don't want the summarized version. Any questions? Any questions? I guess you guys, this means you don't. Né?
Sir, I think
Sure.
I'm the only one left to say. Oh.
Nah.
Sir, how do you connect, like, sir, how do you open the database online, sir?
Like I said, create an empty database on PHP-MyAdmin.
PHP-MyAdmin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or you can do it like this. Open your control panel of XAMPP. Then in here, when you started MySQL and Apache, click on admin. If you click on admin here on MySQL, it's going to open PHP-MyAdmin. Then you can use that. Anonymous.
Sure, so I can see.
Then you create an empty database. Then you import this, like we did in our previous classes.
Okay, sir.
So this is the basic CRUD that I was telling you about, where you're able to add, delete, update, and retrieve. So this is retrieving, this edits, this deletes, this adds a new record. So if you know this, if you know how to do this, the only thing you need to know now is how to come up with the business rules, like validating an email, like making sure there's 10 users only because you don't accept more than 10, like sending somebody an email after they've been added, like generating a password, like logging in and all those things. But for example, when you want to log in, all you have to do is this. When somebody gives you their username and password, you select from the database where is this? You select from a database where username is equals to that username you got from the user, and password is the one you got from the user. If this gives you 1, it means the person is there. Otherwise, not. So let me send you the stuff, and then we'll talk tomorrow.